Ladies and gentlemen, the warmest of welcomes. We are just 5 minutes away from the final show jumping phase here at leg 3 of the FEI Eventing Nations Cup series here in Strzegom in southern Poland. We're about 45 minutes outside the southern big city of Wrocław, and what a fascinating day it was yesterday over a very demanding marching Konarski cross-country course. Of course, our focus is the FEI Nations Cup team competition, leg 3 here, after Vairano and Houghton Hall in Italy and the United Kingdom respectively. And after the cross country, it is the Olympic champions France who won in Vairano, and once again a French team at the top of the order, 107.8 for Thierry Touzan's trio of Maxime Livio, Christopher Six and François Lemieux. Great Britain had a super day. Alice Dunstan, one of only 2 inside the time, along with Wills Oakston and Coral Keane. They lie in second position on 131.6. Sadly, Coral Keane was not able to present her horse overnight. He had a small injury after the cross country, so Britain have brought in James Somerville as a substitute under the new Tokyo 2020 Olympic format. The rules do allow for a substitution if need be, and that adds 20 penalties to the score for Great Britain, so it should have been 111.6, but the 20 added to bring James into the team means Britain start on 131.6, but they do hold that second position, but it means that France have now got more breathing space than they did, and looking very comfortable for a second French victory this season. The home nation went quite superbly across country, and Poland are up in the medal hunt. They lie in third on 187.7. Mariusz Kempa, Joanna Pawlak and Marta Jack-Gerlich, the trio for the home nation. And Italy lie in fourth position, only 1.3 penalties behind Poland, so very tight for third place in the team competition. Germany are down in fifth place, surprisingly, 313.3, because sadly Nicholas Pashora, he was eliminated on the cross country for the fallout of the last water, so Germany did have to add 200 points to their score. That is why they're in fifth position on 313.3. Sixth place is Sweden, the overall season leaders. They're ahead after Vairano and Houghton Hall, but Sweden, with problems for Linda Algerson sadly having to retire, they had to also add 200 like Germany. So Sweden are in sixth position on 324.7, and seventh are back markers of the Austrians, and they start on 590.5. That is the FEI Nations Cup team standings coming into this final decisive show jumping phase. And the Lotto Trophy individual standings running concurrently as part of the overall CIC 3-star. It's Yoshiaki Oiwa, Japan not with the team, but Calais, one of only 2 inside the time on the cross country yesterday, is our leader on 30.1. Maxime Livio from France is poised ominously. He's only 1.3 penalties behind Yoshiaki Oiwa, and Opium de Verrières sitting beautifully in second, coming to show jumping. And the other one inside the time, one of only the 2, along with Yoshiaki Oiwa, Alice Dunstan for Great Britain, was brilliant yesterday with Sambo, hit the optimum time, 6:24, square on the head, and Alice Dunstan lying in third place on 33.1. But there's not a fence in between the top 3, so a real battle for the Lotto individual trophy as well. Fourth place is Marie Crack, the dressage leader, dropped out of top spot, had a few time penalties with Havana Club. 34.9 is the German score. It's only her 4th 3-star. Marie Crack is lying 4th into the final show jumping. And 5th, completing the top 5, is Christopher Six for France. Total de Bressy starting on 35.3. That is the top of the individual leaderboard into the final phase, the show jumping. Well, the cross country yesterday was fascinating. 36 starters of our merchant Konarski's 26th FEI Nations Cup cross country was an intense, technically demanding course that needed unrelenting concentration. Only 22 combinations jumped home clear, and as I've alluded to, only 2 of those were inside the time of 6:24. Japan's Yoshiaki Oiwa, that's ballooned him to the top of the leaderboard, was one of them. And as we said, Alice Dunstan Sambo hit the optimum time perfectly on the head, and that again has put her in real contention into the final show, jumping in 3rd position. But this final show jumping course has been beautifully prepared by Adam Galuba, the Polish show jump course designer. It's 440 meters in length, just under half a kilometer, and 79 seconds is the time allowed for the show jumping. It is a total of 12 numbered fences out on Adam's course. 15 jumping efforts in total, because 2 combinations. The first comes up early at 3AB. It's the pair of Lotto verticals. 1 stride is between those 2, and the other combination comes very late. The Lotto Strzegom Horse Trials treble. 1 stride between the oxa in and the vertical in the middle, and then 2 strides out of the combination over the final oxa, and then a left-handed curve down to the final fence at number 12 to cross the finish line, as I say, inside 79 seconds is the target. Well, we have 33 combinations to come forward to the final show jumping for leg 3 of the FEI Eventing Nations Cup series for 2018 here in Strzegom. It's essentially split into 2 sections. We first jump the individual combinations for the Lotto Trophy in reverse order. And the score's getting better and better as we go up. The 13 individuals to jump. And then we'll flip our attention to the Cover Nations Cup team competition. Again, the teams come in reverse order of merits, and the best scores in each team will come last of the 3 of our respective 7 nationalities. Well, it's going to be a fascinating afternoon to see who will be the new Cover Nations Cup team champions here in Strzegom, because last year saw a victory for Germany. They went on to the series victory as well. We got a fascinating battle. France hot favourites, but we'll see how the show jumping phase unfolds. The first to jump this afternoon here in Strzegom, we welcome the Spanish combination. Maria Pinedo's Senda Gorta is underway. Aboard this lovely chestnut. She had just that 1 refusal out on the cross country yesterday. Karen Van Kolen Z starting on 77.1 as they come to this serpentine line. 4, 5 to 6, a left-handed turn, and then a right-hander. Sadly, the first blemish comes over that Poda water vertical at 5. So Maria Pinedo Senda Gorta competed in the World Equestrian Games of 2014 in Normandy alongside her sister Helena, here with her mother supporting Maria's efforts here in Strzegom. And this was being very much aimed at the World Equestrian Games to come in September in Tryon, as Karen Van Kolen Z comes the final fence. 1 down only. It is for our trailblazer this afternoon. Well inside the 79-second time, over 4 seconds under that, but it's 4 for Maria Pinedo's Senda Gorta. And that will put her onto a final score here of 87.8 at the close of play for the Spanish combination, but the road to Tryon looks very healthy.
A mikrofon w końcu?
The next in for Switzerland. Then Bargain Noe de Vadis, the 17-year-old.
Well, the second to come into the show jumping, like Maria Pinedo Senda Gorta, also aiming for the Tryon World Equestrian Games. This pair, an incredible world-breaking record, Olympics, World Championships, and The senior Europeans all completed, juniors and young riders as well. First combination ever to achieve that full house. We welcome Ben Vogt for Switzerland. Aboard his Anglo-Arab, the oldest horse in the field at 17 years of age. No de Vati. A few little early rattles. But so far the Swiss card is intact. Ben, 25 years of age. Now, this Serpentine line, the same problem sadly as from Maria Pinedos and de Gorta. And back-to-back problems for the Swiss combination. 6 also tumbles to the sand. Oh, 3 successive blips for Noe de Vati, I'm afraid. But Ben Vogt, what an incredible career with this horse. They did have 2 stops out on the cross-country yesterday. But good to see this 17-year-old still looking good on the final day. As Ben Vogt turns into this final line, big triple combination. Ben Vogt does come home for Switzerland. It's 3 down. Those successive problems, 5, 6 and 7, means that Noe de Vati will add the 12 penalties. And 130.9 is the completion score for Ben Vogt and Noe de Vati, but we wish them a successful sum-up, and we'll see them in Tryon, we hope, in the USA for the World Equestrian Games in mid-September.
107 punktów karnych, no wynik tej pary jest to 32 rezultat.
12 penalties here in the show jumping 4. Ben Vogt and Noe de Vati's 130.9, their completed score. Next in 4.
The third to jump this afternoon here in Strzegom. This beautiful sand arena, constructed by Marcin Kolarska, event director and course designer yesterday. Marcin put this all-weather surface in about 4 years ago. Retained the 2 big trees. You'll see in a moment. Great features they are. As we welcome now the individual for France. France in the driving seat in the Covent Nations Cup trophy. As we welcome Martin Hamillon. Comes forward. He had 2 refusals yesterday, one at the early mound complex at 6. And also the Lotto vertical into the second water. So 76 he added on the cross country. Starting this afternoon on a score of 107. And sadly takes the back bar of the triple. The DCU spread fence at 4. And again that water tray tumbles. Nobody's jumped it so far. Well, Martin Hamillon, 34 years of age. He's only completed 18 international competitions so far, which isn't so many to then be on a French squad coming to the Nations Cup here in Strzegom. But frustrating. 6 fences, and now time penalties racking up as well. Oh, what a shame for Martin Hamillon, because it's a big score in the final show jumping, I'm afraid. 37 with 9 time to add to the 28 jumping. 37 for the French individual Quillan Menjulet. 145 is the completion score for Martin Hamillon here in southern Poland.
Z cyklu Pucharu Świata z 2008 roku, tutaj ze Strzegomia Elmar Leszy, tym razem na koniu Lancelot, na którym zajmuje po 2 dniach miejsce 28. Jego wynik 86,9 punktu karnego.
So next in for Germany, Elmar Lesch, And Lancelot's a 16-year-old Halloween, and the variant by Lonnie's Crusader, the third.
Fourth to come this afternoon as we still look for our first clear around Adam Galuba's show jumping course, which looks demanding. Some technical lines for sure. We welcome in 58-year-old Elmar Lesch. Sadly, clatters out the Ursus Oxer at 2. Over the last 16 years, since 2002, he started an incredible 422 international eventing competitions, extraordinary record. And Lancelot, the son of Loris Crusador, the full blood. But again, influential. This show jumping. And competed and completed at POL, the 4-star in the Pyrenees in France on 2 occasions. 2013 and 2015. But again, this show jumping course taking its toll for Elmar Lesch, I'm afraid. He's carrying 12 as he turns for home with 4 fences, 2 come for Lancelot. Well, Elmar Lesch does also complete, but another one. It's a full foul of Adam Galuba's track. It's 16 to add for the experienced German. 102.9 is the final score for Elmar Lesch.
I tym razem niestety Elmarowi Leszowi wiele
And
brakowało.
is now 16-year-old, one of the oldest horses in the field. We've had a couple of them in the early parts of this show jumping, because the oldest this year was Noé de Vati with Ben Vogue, but Lancelot, again, no spring chicken. And great to still have him at the sharp end of international eventing. But sadly, yes, 4 down for Elmar Lesch just completing.
Fair spot, and 5-time Olympian Linda Algotsson with his lovely homebred. They come in on his score, 85.1.
Well, now we come to the lady who won the first ever World Cup that was held here in Strzegom 15 years ago in 2003. With a simply awesome stand by me, we welcome Sweden's 5-time Olympian Linda Algotsson is on the course. She started with 2 homebred horses here this week. This fair spot is a 9-year-old Swedish warm blood, bred by Margareta and Bo Krista Algotsson, Linda's parents in Sweden. He's side by Balu Graf, this beautiful dapple grey. This is only his second 3-star start. Was in Marbach in southern Germany earlier in the spring. But again, Adam Galuba's track bites another combination. But a lot, of course, for celebration for the Algotsson family, because Linda's sister Sarah won both the 2-star, it was a first and second as well, in the CCI 2-star, and then Vega, a silver medal winning mare from London 2012, went on to win the CCI 3-star just before the Nations Cup class. Fredrik Bergendorf watches on. The Swedish team trainer, I should say. But Linda Algotsson, I'm afraid, running into further bother down that triple. As the Oxer exiting the 3-parts combination also tumbles. It is 12 for fair spots, 2 add. And 97.1 is the Swedish completion score. So, the early indicators are that this Adam Galuba track is going to be very influential. And certainly an individual lotto combination. There's no fence between the top 3. It's going to have a big effect. It could well do on the Lotto Trophies destination. Of course, the French rather more secure in the Cover Nations Cup team competition, with a lot of breathing space over the rest of the chasing pack. But now we go to the young Dutchman. Jordy Wilkin comes forward. And Jordy, 24 years of age. He show jumps horses for Benny de Ruyter, as well as his eventing career. near Zwolle in the heart of Holland. So a lot of show jumping experience over the past few years for Geordie Wilkin. He's aboard Berry Spirit this afternoon. He's had a good afternoon already. He was back for the prize giving in the CCI 3-star earlier. But yeah, sadly, just very flat out of that lotto pair of verticals. Berry Spirit has already completed 7 3-stars with Geordie Wilkin. And the best of those actually was here in Strzegom last year, the long CCI 3-star. That was 7th there. Gets a little clap from the crowd because he's the first to clear the Poda water tray vertical at 5. Oh, but sadly runs right into the base of the Oxer at 8. No chance of coming out of that one. And Berry Spirit, this big grey, now swings down to this final line. This big treble. Oxer in, Oxer out, but another rail. Oh, both of those Oxers tumbling. So Geordie Wilkin, he's over time as well. It's going to be 16 jumping plus 4 time, exceeding the 79-second optimum. It's 20 for the Dutchman, and he'll compete here in Strzegom on 104.6 at the close of play.
Problemami 20 punktów karnych, w tym 4 za przekroczenie normy wynoszącej przy 79 sekund. A zobaczymy, co teraz zaprezentuje Sandra Gustafsson ze Szwecji i koordynat. 23 rezultat po 2 próbach, 71,1 punktu karnego.
Next in for Sweden, Sandra Gustafsson and the coordinate. This 11-year-old, 4th in a 3-star here, 2016, on their score, 77.1.
2 rides in the Nations Cup final. Show jumping for this lady, 30-year-old Sandra Gustafsson. Hails from Kungsbacka, 30 kilometres south of the big show jumping and dressage capital, Gothenburg, where the World Cup finals will go next year and in 2021 as well, to Thomas Torgersson's Scandinavium. We welcome Sandra Gustafsson aboard this lovely little chestnut. Coordinate is on course. Half brothers, both her rides in this class, out of the same mother. And Sandra starting in 23rd position on 77.1, coming into the show jumping. Another one to get a clap. It's an attentive crowd appreciating the clear over the Poda water tray, and Sandra Gustafsson is still clear. Strzegom's been a very happy hunting ground for the Swedes. That superb Team Silver in behind Great Britain at last year's Europeans. So Sandra Gustafsson has got 10 seconds now to come home inside the time. She's going to be okay on the clock, and this is clear. Jump the last fence. Yes, she does. Beautiful first clear of the Nations Cup. Particularly satisfying for Sandra because Coordinate has had a bit of time off, but he's back at the sharp end of international eventing. Indeed, his last 3-star outing was here in Strzegom back in August 2 years ago, where he was 4th with a double clear. He had a surprising early refusal on the cross country, which is why he's a little bit down the order, but that more than makes amends. Coordinate gives us our first jumping clear, and 77.1 is the Swedish completion score. Well done to Sandra Gustafsson.
68,4 punktu karnego.
On course now is the big FST Schoen's Green Quebec, underway with Antje Schoeninger for Germany. This horse came home with just 20 jumping penalties The one run out at the second of the Ursus brushes at 7B was the only pitfall for this individual pair, but the Polar Water Tray clatters again, and like Ben Vogue, successive problems coming at 5 and 6. I think that Water Tray's catching them out because the Water Tray itself is a little bit of a false ground line, just sits on the landing side of the vertical. The horse's eye just drawn to a slightly false takeoff point, and that's probably why they're getting a little bit deep and it's causing havoc, apart from a few. I could have sworn she had it down, but no. I was imagining the knockdown, I'm pleased to say, because Antje Schoeninger is also clear. Apologies for that. Oversight. No, now the score has come up. I didn't imagine it. The scoreboard was wrong momentarily. I was doubting myself, but yes, it was the Water Tray, and another one went as well.
11 penalties, I think, coming out for Antje Schoeninger, and Sharon's been put back.
So it's going to be 8 for FST Schöns Green Quebec. 8 to add for the individual for Germany. Final score for her will be 76.4 at the close of play here in Strzegom.
I proszę Państwa, niemiecka zawodniczka kończy występ z 11 punktami karnymi, w tym 3 za przekroczenie normy.
So 2 down it was for Antje Schoeninger. 8 to add for FST Schöns Green Quebec. She did have that Water Tray down and one other. 76.4 the completion score for the individual for Germany. But now we come to Joris van Springel. Of those that have jumped, he jumped the first clear we see on the cross country yesterday. This is his lovely Imperial van der Holtackers getting underway. Oi, oi, oi. Awkward jump at the first. They start in 20th position. The last 5 individuals to jump before we turn our attention to the cover Nations Cup team competition. This horse bred for top class show jumping, side by Quidam de Revel and the dam sire Argentinus. And this horse's father, a brilliant 4th individually at the Barcelona Olympics with Hervé Godemian, the French show jumper. Joris hails from Antwerp, a railway station master when he's not in the saddle. He's competed at a fantastic 7 European Championships and 4 Olympics as well. As Imperial van der Holtack gets down the final line, but problems entering sadly. And the last goes for Joris van Springel as well. So 12 it is. The show jumping course proving ever influential. Inside the time by 3 1/4 seconds, but that was the third of the mistakes for the Belgian. 12 to add for Joris van Springel. He completes here in Strzegom on 67.4, but a lovely new horse for him to enjoy at the top end of international eventing.
Już teraz na parkurze jest włoska para Mattia Luciani i Leopold. 17 wynik, 49 punktów karnych na koncie.
Win on the score of 49. This 10-year-old Dutch bred Leopold 8 for Italy, Mattia Luciani. Mattia had a very good top 5 finish with a 2-star with Furno earlier today.
Poza tym koniu włoski zawodnik startował w ubiegłym roku w Strzegomina.
Just about to get underway. We welcome the individual for Italy, Mattia Luciani, is up and running. 29 years of age. He's been with this horse, Leopold K, since 2014. Done all their international competitions as a pair. And sadly another one to flatten that Lotto vertical out of the first combination on Adam Galuba's what's proving very demanding show jumping course. Two down for Matteo Luciani as he turns to this belated left-handed curve. 9 to 10, but another rail goes, so he's carrying 3 fences on his card as he comes to this final triple combination. Well, Leopold is good through there, but another one, I'm afraid, to fall a little bit unstuck this afternoon. And all the more so with that final fence also toppling to the sand. He is over the time as well by 0.62 of a second. It's 16 jumping and 1 time, a total of 17 for Matteo Luciani. Final score for him here in Strzegom will be 66. At the close of the 3 phases of the Nations Cup competition, leg 3 of the FEI Eventing Nations Cup series for 2018.
Next in for Denmark. Hansen is the star with his 14-year-old coming in on a score of 48 even, 16th place individually.
Indywidualnie 16 miejsce duńskiej zawodniczki. Jest to drugi start w konkursie 30.
Just underway, we welcome the Danish individual pair. Another one to take that Ursa's front bar of the second, and problems, I'm afraid, accumulating for Camilla Sabo Hansen. 14-year-old Zathargo, her ride here in Strzegom. She had a very good round yesterday. She really hoiked up after the dressage because clear jumping and only 7 seconds outside the 6:24 second time yesterday. 3.6 time penalties only for this relatively inexperienced Dane, and I'm afraid just coming a little bit unstuck around this 12 fence course. 15 jumping efforts in total. It's proving ultra demanding. So Camilla Hansen completing another one. It's all fairly familiar, these scores, apart from Sandra Gustafsson with that superb clear. It's 12 to add for Zathargo, and a final score for Camilla Hansen is a round total of 60.
Ona kończy z 12 punktami karnymi. A zobaczymy, co zaprezentuje przed Państwem Filipa Magnusson.
Still only the one clear. That beautiful round for Sandra Gustafsson and her lovely chestnut coordinates.
9,5 punktów karnego.
For Sweden, that one, and we go to Sweden again now, so let's hope there's some confidence built in the Swedish camp. And Fredrik Bergendorf has fired up his next rider to start. We welcome forward Filippa Magnusson, it is. And this is a crucial round because she lies very handily placed individually in 9th position. And Caesar will get underway in just a moment. The name could be a lucky omen because Sara Algersnosto won the CCI 2-star on another horse called Caesar as well. Let's hope so. 39 years of age, this Swede. Quite a story this. This is the only horse she's ever evented internationally, and only their 3rd 3-star run here in Strzegom this weekend. So to be in 9th position is really impressive. Their first ever international start was in Sweden at Hovdala, just up towards Lund in southern Sweden. That was around John Nicholson's beautiful course in 2016, but another one takes the top off that Poda water tray. It's proving the bogey fence amongst others. Filippa Magnusson has just had the 2 3-star starts this year so far. And a very good clear around Sopot big three-star in northern Poland on the Baltic Sea. And 20 penalties across the country in Renswoude. But come on, Philippa. Sadly, just loses momentum into the triple combination. No chance of jumping that oxa on the out, so I'm afraid the Swedish pair running into late difficulties. Now she's got to just steel her nerve, gather the slightly frayed nerves here, come back and have another bite at the cherry here. Jumps in very well the second time. The time is of course ticking away. As Philippa Magnusson completing, she does have 12 jumping and 12 time penalties as well. 90.47 seconds up on the clock. 24 to add for the Swedish pair.
An 8-year-old and a very exciting one at that. I could deal out Caesar, we're going to see a lot more of him.
12 punktów karnych za błędy na przeszkodach.
And 72 the final score for the Swedish combination. Really frustrating in the final show jumping, but as I say, a young horse and a new combinations international eventing. They'll still, I hope, be very proud of their weekend here in southern Poland. But now we come to Yoshiaki Oiwa. He is the overnight leader in this Lotto Trophy. An individual battle for top honours here in Strzegom. One of only two inside the time on the cross-country yesterday, and this is his gorgeous Calais on course, and it's a very good start for the Japanese rider. He starts on 30.3, and a clear round here would win him the Lotto individual trophy.
formie.
41 years of age, a triple Olympian, double Asian Games gold medal winner as well. He was in the Rio Olympics, 20th there with his other ride, the Duke of Cavan. This horse won the big Bramham CCI 3-star in Northern Yorkshire. In the United Kingdom, made history for Japan, and Yoshiaki Oiwa is still clear here. The time is comfortable, and this is going to be a brilliant victory for Yoshiaki Oiwa. He not only won Bramham last year, but he will add Strzegom to his list of achievements. And it's going to be the Lotto Trophy to go back into Yoshiaki Oiwa's trophy cabinet at his North German base up near Hamburg, where he's based with Dirk Schrader. Congratulations, Yoshiaki Oiwa. He seals victory by winning the Lotto Trophy with the perfect clear from Calais. We have a Japanese individual champion here in Strzegom. Well done to Yoshiaki Oiwa.
Indywidualnie w konkursie klasy C i C od 3 gwiazdek.
But now we have big business on our hands, because we know the fate of the Lotto Trophy, but where will the FEI Nations Cup team trophy go? France, as we say, in a very commanding position, 107.8, leading Great Britain in second on 131.6. Poland 187.7, very close behind Italy in fourth, so a real battle, certainly for third place, and we will see. We do go in reverse order, and the first to jump in the team competition is for Austria. We welcome forward Katrin Kodem-Hazrati. This is Cosma on the track. Still only the two clears for Sandra Gustafsson for Sweden and our individual champion Yoshiaki Oiwa. But Cosma here started very well. I saw this horse in southern Germany a couple of years ago, and I'm really impressed with this horse. He's so scopy. Katrin Kodem-Hazrati still clear as she now travels rapidly. She won't have a time for that, is for sure.
w Tokio.
Cosma, as ever, giving these fences feet to spare.
We wcześniejszym
Wow, what a little horse this is, and yes, clear round number 3. Goes to Katrin Kodem-Hazrati for Austria. Over 4 seconds inside the time, and that is our 3rd clear of this final show jumping. Well done to Cosma and Katrin Kodem-Hazrati.
They didn't go cross country, but they are still in competition.
It is a clear round. They don't have an individual score because they had to leave the dressage arena, I'm afraid, but it's a super clear. And that will contribute to the Austrian team total at the close of play here in Strzegom.
Jej nie udało się wczoraj na
Well, we're
krosie.
trialing the new Tokyo 2020 Olympic format for the team competition. And the big change is that we have only the 3 riders. No discard score in the new rules.
Na przeglądzie, ale jak
But there is the chance for those that have problems either in the dressage or more likely on the cross country to come back and show jump. And that is why we welcome Linda Algerson back, because she sadly retired her Rio Olympic ride out on Marcin Konarski's course yesterday. So Linda starting with fair net. Because of the retirement, she carries no score forward. But again, relevant towards the Cover Nations Cup team total for Sweden. They start on 3.24.7 with Linda, Johan Lundin and Sandra Gustafsson to come again with Kvadrat, the Swedish team. They do lead the FEI Nations Cup eventing standings after Vairano and Houghton Hall on 150. 2 good performances at both venues. And Fairnet is more than making amends for his cross-country yesterday. Still clear, not now though. Into the triples, sadly tumbles. And Linda Algerson comes home, but it's a solid round.
Inside the time, but
Just the 4 penalties, comfortably inside the time.
That's fair net.
So no individual score once again, but that will add the 4 penalties to the Swedish tally
3-star Nations Cup.
here in Strzegom.
Linda Algerson kończy z 4 punktami karnymi. Pamiętamy, że wczoraj miała niepowodzenie w próbie terenowej. A już teraz kolejny zawodnik, któremu nie powiodło się wcześniej, ale wlicza się on do drużyny niemieckiej. Nigas Lord
Well,
Szostakowicz.
there's our first rider rotation
Występ w konkursie
of the Team Nations Cup, and Lord Shostakovich just having a little electric moment on hearing the bell.
Keep Johnny, that's Bashara.
He had that very frustrating fall out of the final water complex yesterday, but we welcome forward 23-year-old Nicholas Bashora.
How do you need a Brahman 3-star?
Again, he was eliminated on the cross country for that rider fall after the corner. Chipped in and he got bounced out the saddle, was lucky not to get quite a crack across the head. Nicholas, a second-year medical student down at medical school near Nuremberg in southern Germany, juggling his medical lectures with eventing both this horse and Tom Tom Go. His ride from Lemoulen went very well in the Mesmer Trophy. 14th he was 2 weeks ago. As now Lord Shostakovich comes left-handed over this big oxer. Jumps it very well. This horse side by Lord Lancer. Now a 19-year-old stallion standing in Ireland. With dam side the full-blood Sir Shostakovich. But Nicholas Bashora is jumping a seriously good round here. Yes, well done. He was really unlucky yesterday, and I'm very happy for the young man. He's put the demons to bed here in the show jumping. He's come out fighting after the disappointments of yesterday, and it's going to be a more enjoyable journey home for sure.
Teraz
to his southern German base with a great clear in the show jumping.
skoków.
And that will be
A już teraz przed Państwem
very welcome news to team trainer Hans Meltzer. The first of his trio jumps, a very good clear here in Strzegom.
97,7 punktu karnego. Pierwszy przejazd w 3 gwiazdkach od 2016 roku.
Now for Italy. For Team Italy, Marco Biasia and Triple de la Loge, 11-year-old by the great jumping stallion Canan. Coming in with their score of 97.7.
The next to come. This man was our trailblazer across the country yesterday as we welcome in Marco Biasia. He's aboard the lovely Trésor de la Loge, this self-français. 11-year-old comes forward. Marco starting on a score of 97.7. He lies individually 31st coming into the show jumping. "42 years of age, 4 World Equestrian Games, and 3 senior Europeans for this man. This is his 3-star debut with Trésor de la Loge. Just those 2 run-outs yesterday, going as the pathfinder. No information to try and maybe adjust your plan if you find our defence is difficult. Didn't have that advantage of being a bit later in the draw. But this horse has got a brilliant show jumping record. No massive surprise when you think his father is Canan, one of the greatest names of world show jumping breeding. Trésor de la Loge is still clear. Marco Biasia is again making amends for yesterday, and it's a very good clear for the Italian. Inside the time as well. That means Marco will complete on 97.7, and it's an important clear because the Italian team only 1.3 penalties behind Poland in the battle for 3rd place here in the Cover Nations Cup competition of Strzegom. Well done to Marco Biasia. Beautiful clear, just completed.
A zobaczymy, co teraz zaprezentuje nam Polka Marta Dziakiewicz, dosiadająca konia Ekolog. 20 w 3 gwiazdkach w Baworówku, 7 w 2 w sobocie w tym roku.
Next in for Team Poland. Marta Dziakiewicz and Ekolog. This 11-year-old Polish bred doing very, very well here and across the world. And she comes in, Marta, on 87.8.
Indywidualny wynik Marty Dziak-Gierlicz to po 2 próbach 87,8 punktu karnego. Rezultat 29.
Well, just the 4 clears as we stand. And I'm afraid the Polish team member, Marta Dziak-Gierlicz, already 2 rails on the card as she comes down to the big wide triple bar at 4. This is Ekolog on course. They had just the 1:20 penalties out on Marcin Konarski's course yesterday. 25.2 time. The time was very hard to attain, with only Yoshiaki Oiwa and Alice Dunstan bettering 6:24. Largely because the course is very intense. And to maintain 570 meters per minute, which you need to do to make the optimum, there's so much jumping efforts coming at you thick and fast. That's the reason it was so hard to get. Marta Dziak-Gierlicz, I'm afraid, has got 20 on her card, coming to the final fence and clears it just over the time as well by just 0.38 of a second. 1 time to add. And 21 is the show jumping score for the first hour for Poland.
27 punktów karnych.
So 21 to add, and 108.8 is the final score for Marta Dziak-Gierlicz, just completing.
Podjeżdża już talent posiadany przez zawodnika z Wielkiej Brytanii James Somerville indywidualnie. 200 miejsce, 39,4 punkta karnego.
Now coming in as a substitute to Team Great Britain, James Somerville and Talent.
But now we come to James Somerville for Great Britain. And this is crucial because the problems for Coral Keen's horse and that she had to withdraw overnight. So he's been substituted onto the British team here. So this is a very much counting score for Philip Searle's trio. James Somerville comes forward with talent. The man from Boroughbridge in northern Yorkshire. Britain still lying despite the 20 to add because of the substitution under the new Tokyo 2020 Olympic rules. But Britain still starting in second on 131.6. The only real consequence of that 20 being added is that France have much more breathing space to still take the team victory. But Britain still in the hunt for the reserve team champions. James Somerville does a lot of show jumping, and talent has started very nicely. He was very free down over that water tray vertical. I was a little bit anxious, but talent is sharp as a tack to come out over it. James found this horse at just 4 years of age at Astrid Bolton's yard. The grandfather of this horse is the great Diamond de Semele, and his dam sire is Concord, which explains his good form over the fences. His first completion was at Badminton this year as a pair. And James Somerville is jumping a beautiful round here, yes, for Great Britain. Well done to James. He is clear and he is inside the time by 2¼ seconds. It's a very important round from the substitutes. You'd have to think the British selectors may well think to use James Somerville at the future legs of the 2018 FEI Eventing Nations Cup series. The series moves to the USA next week, to the Plains for Great Meadows for leg 4. And there's a lot of fun to come because Le Pas au Haha is in France. That's in August, in early August, and then it's Mill Street in Southern Ireland. Thomas Duggan's competition. Vargem in Belgium, the penultimate before the big military Buckelo Enschede. Horse trials on the east side of Holland will round out the 2018 FEI Eventing Nations Cup series. And Germany have been so dominant. They've won that series 4 times since inception in 2012. But now we focus because the first of the French team are leaders overnight. They start on 107.8. They were so dominant at the opening leg in Vairano to claim the very first of the 2018 series. François Lemieux clear out over 6 on his big Self-Français Augustin du Terroir. François Lemieux is giving France a superb opening gambit here as he comes 4 from home. The time is just okay as well, as François Lemieux, Augustin du Terroir put France into an everly increasing, commanding position. It's a superb clear. He punches the air 2 seconds inside the time. And Thierry Touzan's French team are off to the perfect start in their bid to win their second of the Nations Cup legs of the 2018 season here in Strzegom. Well done to François Lemieux. He's put his team off to the perfect start.
I być może przyczyni się do zwycięstwa francuskiej drużyny w konkursie Pucharu Narodów. A zobaczymy, co za chwilę zaprezentuje przed Państwem Johan Lundin, dosiadający konia Mind Me.
Yes, Team France Total score so far after that first runner, 107.8 to the lead for the Nations
So
Cup.
the French team total stays at 107.8 with that brilliant clear from François Lemierre. We now go to Sweden. You may have expected an Austrian to come following the same team order, but Austria down to just the 2 in the final show jumping. So they miss out the second rider rotation, and we go to Sweden. We welcome forward Johan Lundin. Mind me, did a very good dressage and great cross country for Johan Lundin. 13.2 time penalties yesterday. Just one early blip at the Ursus. Oxer at 2. Johan, a veteran of the World Equestrian Games in Aachen. 4 senior Europeans as well. This horse bred by Elizabeth Power's mother, Mags Power, in Ireland. It's only their 4th outing as a pair, so early days. But sadly, 9 and 10 also tumble. Last run with Elizabeth was second at Ballindennisk in Ireland last autumn in the 3-star. So new to Johan Lundin. Got a little bit of work in this final show jumping because it's 20 jumping and 3 time as well. Mind me completing here in Strzegom on a final score with 23 to add.
Provisional total of 70.6.
70.6 with the 23 to add. 70.6 for Johan Lundin with a frustrating final show jumping.
A już teraz na parkour wjechał zwycięzca konkursu Pucharu Świata, ponieważ od 2012 roku właśnie główny konkurs, który był rozgrywany w Strzegom, nazywał się Puchar Świata. Teraz od 2013 roku jest to Puchar Narodów. Andreas Ditowski i It's Me.
Now we come to the horse was bred for the track and a former Lamoulen 4-star champion. They won what is his local event, one of the 6 4-stars in the world in 2016. We welcome Andreas Dubowski. Andreas is aboard. It's me this afternoon. He was the 3rd quickest around the cross country yesterday. He set off and he continued like a bullet around the course. Just 4 seconds over yesterday, 1.6 time he added. He starts in 10th place individually, 39.6. But sadly, once again, that Lotto exit vertical. Now 3B catches out. It's me. So Andreas Dubowski runs down over that big Oxer at 8. Now comes this related distance 9. Another wide Oxer to this PZJ.PL vertical. Jumps it well. Side by Kayasi. Back to the Great Northern Dancer, the winner of the Preakness Stakes and the Kentucky Derby, no less. Yeah, 1 down coming out of the combination as well. So Andreas Dubowski has to add 8 with It's Me, which means he will complete on 47.6 here in Strzegom. The Germans sadly down the pecking order. They had that great win at Houghton Hall in Norfolk, leg 2 of the 2018 FEI Nations Cup series. But sadly that fall from Nicholas Pashore has put them out of the running for another team success. An 8 to add for Andreas Dubowski in the show jumping.
Już teraz sygnał zabrzmiał dla zawodniczki z Włoch Sara Bresci i Mitolino, indywidualnie 19,55 punktów karnych. Na koncie w tym roku startowali już w zawodach Pucharu Narodów. 2 rany w kwietniu, tam zajęli miejsce 13.
Well, now we come to what was a superb round. I so enjoyed watching them yesterday. It is Sara Bresci in the final show, jumping aboard this gorgeous chestnut. Midolino sets off early rail, but I tell you what, the round yesterday was franked by a brilliant partnership, so trusting between each other. She went through that serpentine triple at 9 and 10, almost on the buckle. Such is the trust she has in this horse. And Sara Bresci starting on a score of 55. It was 16 time penalties around the course yesterday. It's going to be fascinating, the final analysis between Poland and Italy for the third team position. With Marco Biasir jumping that super clear for Italy. Well, Midolino does come home. Midolino with the 2 rails going. Exit of the triple combination on the home journey also falls for Sara Bresci. She will add 8 here in Strzegom. And the final score for the Italian is going to be around 63 exactly. 2 down for Italy's number 2, around Adam Galuba's what is becoming ever influential show jumping phase.
Klasie Fantastic Frida, 21 miejsce indywidualnie, 58,8 punktu karnego. W tym roku startowała już na tym koniu w Strzegom w 3 gwiazdkach, była 10.
27 years of age, and what a round it was yesterday to get the Polish team off to the perfect start. Lying in 21st position overnight because of a slightly electric dressage, to be honest, but the cross country yesterday was very good from this pair. Joanna Pawlak aboard Fantastic Frida this afternoon. This one, 9 years of age only. She's Hanoverian bred by 4 edition. The dam sire Pincus. I spoke to Joanna this morning and she said this mare was feeling fresh and really bright this morning. So she was pretty optimistic about her chances of a good round here. They had a very good double clear in Sopot. And as Joanna said, that was after an 11-minute cross-country back in May. So she was optimistic that only 6 minutes 30 or so on the cross-country yesterday, she should be feeling fit and ready to go and jump a clear. Ooh, unlucky. Late rail for Joanna Pawlak, but hey, what a super performance again. Their Nations Cup debut is very impressive. It's 4 on the home journey only for Fantastic Frida. But what a round it was across the country yesterday. It was special. And Joanna Pawlak will add 4 to complete on 62.8 at this home Nations Cup in southern Poland.
Już teraz sygnał do startu otrzymuje William Ogden z Wielkiej Brytanii i Kulek Ramiro. 7 po 2 dniach, jadący z wynikiem 37,5 punktu karnego.
Yes, they're back to a team Great Britain. Great Britain have won this Nations Cup twice in the last 3 years. They'd like to win it again now. That Will Upton coming in on Truly Ramiro.
On course now, we welcome Great Britain's Wills Oakton on a very good jumping Cooley Ramiro this afternoon. The son of Ramiro B, who himself went up to Grand Prix level. The stallion based at the Hart Hill stud of Nina Barber in Cheshire in Britain. And Will starting 7th position individually. And after that wonderful clear for the substitute for Britain, James Somerville. Britain looking very solid for the team silver. With a breathing space of about 56, in fact 56.1 to be exact, ahead of Poland, who have faltered. with Marta Jack Gerlish and Joanna Pavlak having rails, so Britain looking very good for the silver. Well, that was a real nightmare because Wills Oakton turning into the triple. And the lady had run across, and I thought that was the reason he turned away. But actually, it's because the fence wasn't in the cup, so a really unusual situation. The clock is paused, and Wills Oakton will recommence in a moment. Very unusual. He can't be penalised for it. He's got to jump home here now, and he is still clear. And what a distraction that he's weathered to come to the final fence, and Wills Oakton crosses the line. That was very cool. He'd obviously spotted it late, turned away from the triple combination, which was a fascinating attention to detail in the highest pressure, and Wills Oakton delivers the second clear for Philip Searle's British team. And the British love affair with this Strzegom venue continues after that brilliant European team gold last year. 2 clears it is for Britain. Well done, Wills Oakton. He will finish in 7th place individually, no lower, on 37.5. Great round it was for Kuli Ramiro. Well, 2 more to come for France. And François Lemieux got them off to the perfect start with Augustin du Terroir as we welcome forward Christopher 6. He lies individually in 5th position, 35.3 with Totem de Bressy. So Francais again, like all of the French horses, and they normally have all the quality in the show jumping, and as you can see, technically very sound, sharp. He really tucks his undercarriage, the front legs under his chin. This beautiful grey, as France eyeing up their second victory of the 2018 FEI Eventing Nations Cup Series, having won the opener in Vairano in unstoppable fashion just south of Milan. And the French are moving ever closer to their second victory. It would mean they overtake Sweden at the top of affairs in the series standings as well. 200 points they'd be on if they can pull off the win in Strzegom, which is now looking ever more likely, because a beautiful clear for Christopher 6, and Totem de Bressy jumps a cracker, as cool as ice, and that means he will also individually finish no lower than 5th position. 35.3 is the final score. Great combination for France, super round to watch, and moves France 1 step closer to the victory here in the Cover Nations Cup competition here in Strzegom.
Christophera Sixa i na pewno być może przyczyni się on do zwycięstwa francuskiej drużyny w Pucharze Narodów. A już teraz sygnał do startu otrzymał Harald Ambros i Lexi w 18 indywidualnie po 2 dniach 50 i 90 punktu karnego.
So for Austria, Team Austria, Dr. Harald Ambros and Lexicon coming in on their score at 50.9. Amazing horse Lexicon. He's first down to 3-star with Dunakesi, and he won that. So we have just a second 3-star international start. Dr. Ambros for Austria and Lexicon.
We now go to the anchor man for Austria. We have 7 more to jump this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, around Adam Galuba's fascinating final show jumping phase here in Strzegom, as we welcome forward Lexicon with Dr. Harold Ambrose. Clears across the country yesterday, 14.4 time penalties around the intense Nations Cup eventing course. And Ambrose making a very good job of the course. He's still clear as he turns now to this related line. Oxa vertical at 9 and 10. Across the diagonal of this impressive all-weather arena. And he's well clear of that. The Austrians have had a tough weekend here in Strzegom, but this would be a bit of a remedy for the Austrians, and well done. Now Ambrose has really reversed the Austrian fortunes with a great clear in the final show jumping, and that is what it means to him. Well done. Lexicon completing on a score of 50.9 with a super final clear in the show jumping.
So 50.9 is his completed score.
I również bardzo dobrze zaprezentował się zawodnik z Austrii. Był to dopiero drugi start w 3 gwiazdkach tego zawodnika. 0 punktów karnych Harolda Ambrosa. Pozostaje 50 i 90 punktów karnego. A już teraz przed Państwem Sandra i Gustafsson ze Szwecji. I kwadrat. Trzykrotna uczestniczka Mistrzostw Europy WKKW. Brązowa medalistka ze szwedzką drużyną.
Well, Sweden will be anchored by Sandra Gustafsson. Her second ride, and already that superb clear for Coordinat. A little electric chestnut earlier. And this is Kvadrat, half-brother to Coordinat. And he's only 9 years of age. He's competing in his second 3-star only, having debuted in Wiesbaden in central Germany. That went very well for 5th place about 6 weeks ago. Kvadrat is absolutely bred for show jumping. He's side by hip hop, the sire of Peter Fredriksson's new star Hansen, who won out on the Longines Masters in New York, won a meter 50 in La Baule, and recently Hansen won the Longines Grand Prix in Cannes as well with Peter Fredriksson. So bred for show jumping, particularly when you bear in mind the dam sire here is Robin Z. Sandra Gustafsson knows how to jump a clear. Can she do it again? No! What a disappointment. Just ran out of momentum there. Sadly grinds the brakes on at that blue, white, yellow and red Oxa, I'm afraid. Real surprise after a super start. It's always just hard to know what could distract the horse's eye. There's a lot to look at here. Flags, hot air balloons. Busy enough crowd, it just caught Kvadrat's eye. As you can see, he's still jumping really well. That was an anomaly for the Swede. And of course the time is now ticking as well. Well, what a frustration, but good to see Sandra gives him a well-deserved pat. That's just one of those unusual things that can crop up in horse sports. It's the 4 jumping for the refusal at the Oxa, 13 time as well. So Sandra Gustafsson will add 17 to her final score. 62.5 is the completion score for Kvadrat. But great to see Sandra with 2 super horses at top level. Well, now the lady who was our leader after the dressage, dazzling she was on the opening day, and 22 seconds over the time for 8.8 time penalties yesterday, but it was so good from this North German-based Marie Crack is on course. A former double junior European champion from Waregem in 2009. And this horse has got an impressive show jumping record. They've got 18 clears on their show jumping card since their career started in 2011, but sadly won't be number 19 here with that rail tumbling back bar of 6 the Oxa. So Marie Crack coming down over the last fence with Havana Club. 2 rails go, which, as I say, is unusual given their proven track record. But again, it's a Super Nations Cup debut. It's only their 4th 3-star as a pair ever. So hats off to Marie Crack for coming home. And 2 down, adding 8. It's a final score for her of 42.9 at the close of play in Strzegom.
No niestety spadnie Niemka nieco niżej w końcowej klasyfikacji po 2 zrzutkach na parkurze. Zobaczymy, co teraz zaprezentuje 6. po 2 dniach Simone Sordi. Jest Włoch posiadający konia Amakuzzi. Jego wynik 36,3 punktu karnego do tej pory.
In 6th place individually coming to last phase. On this 436.3, Saudi and the Irish play Amakuzzi. He's 4th round with 3-star, 7th Milano, 3-star. And we look at Austin's 3 round yesterday.
Well, now on course, Simone Sordi is away for Italy. He just celebrated his 40th birthday this week on Tuesday, so very happy birthday to Simona. He's another one to fall foul of that Poda water vertical at 5, sadly. He's based at Vairano, where the opening leg was held just south of Milan. And this lovely Amakuzzi, starting in 6th position individually, 36.3. He was only 11 seconds over time yesterday. 4.4 time penalties to add. But sadly, the second rail tumbles for the Italian. Well, Simone Sordi comes home. Amakuzzi trails, legs on 3, show jumping fences for 12 to add, and Amakuzzi will finish with a final score here in Strzegom. It's 48.3 for the Italian anchor man, but he'll be delighted overall because cross country was so good yesterday. Simone Sordi completing for Italy.
Pamiętamy teraz na parkurze polskiego zawodnika Mateusz Kępa-Gilesną-Radomic. Indywidualnie 13. Jego wynik 41,1 punktu karnego. Uczestnik ubiegłorocznych Mistrzostw Europy w WKKW na koniu w miedzie. Także z powodzeniem startuje w zawodach skokowych.
Well, Yoshiaki Oiwa has already sewn up the Lotto individual trophy with that great clear from Calais. But 3 more to jump. And this is a combination that starts in 13th position overnight. The last for the Polish team in their bid for the team bronze medal. We welcome forward Matthias Kempa, 26 years of age. He made his European Championship debut for Poland here last year with Grand Supreme for 45th position individually. This afternoon he's aboard Laspan Radovics. It's been a very good season for the Poles because Paweł Spisak was very impressive with Banderas over at the 4-star Land Rover Kentucky Horse Trials in the spring. This horse has won 3 times over the last 2 years. 2 stars at Sopot and in Babarovko last year. And also won the indoor eventing competition at Warsaw, Polish capital, March of this year. Another one to take out a rail. This course is really demanding. The course wasn't long in terms of meters yesterday, but it was intense with the back-to-back combinations. Some of the horses just looking a little bit weary. As Laspan Radovics comes home with 2 fences down, it's 8 to add. Matthias Kempa is just inside the time. So no time to add, but it means he will complete on 49.9 at the close of play here in Strzegom.
Dwie zrzutki na parkurze miał Mateusz Kępa. tylko dwie pary. Alice Dunstan z Wielkiej Brytanii, która właśnie otrzymała sygnał do startu. To jeden tylko
Well, two more to come. Ladies and gentlemen, here, the final show jumping of leg 3 of the FEI Eventing Nations Cup in Strzegom. And this pair were quite simply exceptional across the demanding cross-country yesterday. One of only two inside the time, and they hit the optimum of 6:24 bang on the head. Alice Dunstan, we welcome the British anchor lady aboard the jumbo side Sambo. They start in third position on 33.1 individually. And last out for the British team of Philip Searle in addition.
Koń, który z powodzeniem startuje w konkursach skokowych. W konkursie WKK jest to pierwszy
11 years of age. This son of Jumbo. Ooh, Alice Dunstan gives him a little kick down to that oxer to make up the distance. They've been together for 4 years now. Eighth at Saumur, the two-star in France, their first run of this season, but sadly, the front bar of the oxer at 8 topples to the sand. Just got to try and minimise the damage now, Alice Dunstan. A former master of the Surrey Union Hunt as well. In the south of England, as she now gets a good shot into the final triple, but yeah, another one goes sadly. And Alice comes home. That's a really coax Sambo home down to the last fence. It is 2 fences to add 8. It's the final score in the show, jumping for Alice Dunstan. And the Brit will complete in Strzegom on a final score of 41.1.
Great Britain, 159.4. That puts them nicely into second spot. Of course, the last team members still to jump will be for France.
Well, 159.4 is the confirmed score in for Great Britain, which does mean Britain win the silver medal for second. They are the runners-up here in Strzegom, barring a disaster for Maxime Livio, but it's not going to happen. France right in front, and this man is a superb man to anchor the French victory we expect. We welcome Maxime Livio, who lies second overnight on 31.4. But the first blemish for Opium de Verrières comes into the combination at 3A.
W tym roku czwarty w 3 gwiazdkach faworówku. A w ubiegłym roku m.in. zwycięstwo w 3-gwiazdkowych zawodach w górze, a także 5. miejsce w bardzo trudnym konkursie 4-gwiazdkowym w Rumie.
It does mean that Maxime Livio will drop behind his countrymate Christopher Six. He'll move up into second. He needs to come home clear from here to guarantee third position and keep ahead of Wills Oakton and Cooley Ramiro, who now literally 2.1 penalties behind. Maxime Livio down the final line. Ooh, another goes. So that means Wills Oakton is going to move up into third position. It won't affect the French victory, but Maxime Livio will add 8 at the close of play here in Strzegom. 8 to add for Maxime will put him onto a final score of 39.4.
Strzegom, National Nations Cup champions. Well done, Team France. Team Great Britain coming in second in 131.4.
So Maxime Livio has 2 down, but it does not stop the French juggernaut from rolling on, because France will win leg 3 of the FEI Eventing Nations Cup here in Strzegom. They won the opener in Vairano, and the second victory of the 2018 season goes to the Olympic champions, And that does also mean they will move to the top of the leaderboard after 3 legs have completed. Great Britain will take the silver, 159.4 for Philip Searles. British team, congratulations to Great Britain. The prize givings will come forward very shortly for both the Cover Team Nations Cup trophy and also for the Lotto individual honours. I can tell you the position in the individual battle for the Lotto trophy. And Britain had a very good showing because Alice Dunstan is 6th in the final analysis with Sambo on 33.1. 5th place after his super Mitsubishi Motors badminton completion is James Somerville. Talent for Britain is in 5th place on 39.4. The 2 rails down for Maxime Livio drops him out of 2nd, but he's still a very respectable 4th with Opium de Verrières for France. That is on 39.4. The top 3, and well done, because Wills Oakton, he really kept his cool despite the problems entering the treble with the fence not in the cups. And Kuli Ramiro regardlessly jumped home with a great clear. Wills Oakton is on the podium in 3rd place on 37.5. Christopher Six is a relative rookie to international top level eventing, and Totem de Bressy is a memorable 2nd. The reserve champion is Christopher Six for France on 35.3. But the combination that won the Bramham CCI 3-star in Yorkshire, making history for Japan, win again, and it is a huge winning victory of 5 penalties exactly. Yoshiaki Oiwa is in flying form, and he claims the Lotto trophy as the individual Strzegom champion. That is with Calais, and it's a Japanese victory on 30.3. Congratulations to Yoshiaki Oiwa.
Miejsce trzecie William Ogden i kolej Ramiro para z Wielkiej Brytanii. Drugi Francuz Christopher Six i Totem de Bressy. I zwycięzcą konkursu indywidualnego został Yoshiaki Oiwa i Calais.
Yes, what a result, and Yoshi, he's cool out. Of course, 2 horses.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the prize giving will be following shortly. We're just making the final preparations for the final prize giving. The 15th anniversary of Marcin Konarski's wonderful Strzegom horse trials is approaching. What an eventing venue this is. One of the busiest, I would say, in the world calendar. And we now build up towards the final prize giving for the 2018 Strzegom International Horse Trials.
Apolinarski, tak więc prosimy wszystkich Państwa, pozostańcie z nami, jeszcze wiele atrakcji do obejrzenia.
Huge thank you to our main sponsors here, the Nations Cup, Lotto, great sponsors here, Strzegom, also to Coda, to Ursus, to Euroins, to our sponsors here, year in, year out at Strzegom. IEPS sponsoring the CIC 2-star. Another demonstration from our Cossack riders. They thrilled us up here in the watching their first display. It might be an easier way to earn a living, we think. Very dramatic, very spectacular, very, very highly skilled. Do not try this at home. I know in eventing we have a great understanding between horse and rider, but here our Cossacks bring that to a different level. Putting their necks on the line. Nations Cup 3-star. Series Emmett, our FEI steward, leading in the best horses in this Nations Cup 3-star.
I proszę Państwa, szef...
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the prize giving. The final prize giving here at the Strzegom International for 2018. And what a memorable victory it is for Yoshiaki Oiwa. Calais backs up his Bramham win last year with a superb CIC 3-star individual win here to claim the Lotto Trophy in Strzegom.
Oraz pan Xavier Lessos, delegatem technicznym tego konkursu była pani Gillian Kylie, a reszta komisarzy w tym konkursie to pani Anna Augustyńska-Mincger, Elżbieta Dąbrowska, Lucyna Łasica, Justyna Olszak, Krzysztof Krztoń oraz pan Andrzej Ponomariow.
Yes, a huge thank you to our grand jury.
So Yoshiaki Oiwa takes centre stage after a simply flawless performance from Calais, and he has got two wonderful horses to start to think towards the World Equestrian Games in Tryon, now 3 months away in September. And of course of crucial importance to Yoshi, the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, which are looming.
In fifth spot for Great Britain, James Somerville on talent. On an identical score in fourth for Team France, Maxime Livio, Opium de Verrières.
Well, there in your picture is the man who comes a brilliant second. That important clear in the show jumping lifts Christopher Six up onto the podium with Totem de Bressy. Behind that man, Yoshiaki Oiwa. Wills Oakton, another beneficiary, with that super clear from Cooley Ramiro to also be on the podium. And the best finish for Great Britain. Well done to Wills Oakton. But there's a champion receiving his congratulations. Well done to Yoshiaki Oiwa. He was in great form 2 weeks ago. He was third in the big Mesmer Trophy in Lamoulen, but he goes two better here in Strzegom for another memorable advanced international eventing win, backing up Bramham last year in the UK with a Strzegom victory in Poland. Well done to Yoshiaki Oiwa for Japan.
Teraz prosimy wszystkich Państwa o powstanie, hymn zwycięzcy, hymn Japonii.
Please stand for the Japanese national anthem.
Well, congratulations to Yoshiaki Oiwa on a brilliant weekend once again, following up Lamoulen even better here in southern Poland. And Calais proving a very good backup to his top horse, the Duke of Cavan. And wonderful for Yoshiaki Oiwa to have two horses that are both capable of going to either the World Equestrian Games this autumn, or potentially this could well be his horse for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, because maybe by then the Duke of Cavan is a fraction too old for the Olympics. So this could be a very important step on Calais' part of the Olympics, I could well imagine. Well done to Yoshiaki Oiwa. He lifts the Lotto Trophy for a superb individual victory. A double clear after an already very good dressage that left him in 5th place. 2 clear rounds inside the time yesterday, the only one along with Alice Dunstan to bet at 6:24 gives Yoshiaki Oiwa for Japan the Lotto Trophy with Calais.
And now for the Lotto Trophy, Mr. Jacek Matucik for the Vice Director of the Totalizer, presenting the trophy.
So, event director Marcin Konarski, our course designer as well here in Strzegom. He's built this competition up from scratch. Marcin hosted the World Cup finals here in 2009, the juniors in 2012, the young riders in 2015, and the jewel in his crown, the FEI European Eventing Championships here last year. And Strzegom as ever goes from strength to strength under Marcin's guidance at the top of international eventing. And a great performance from Christopher Six, second, and the best for France. Wills Oakton is the best for Great Britain in third. Maxime Livio, expensive in the final show jumping with Opium de Verrières, and then it's James Somerville, Britain again with talent, and Alice Dunstan, like Yoshi, the only two inside the time, rounds out the top six. But off goes the Lotto champion here in Strzegom. It's a Japanese victory for Yoshiaki Oiwa, and his Brabham champion of last year, Calais, winning the individual title. The top three go on their own. In second, he's a name we're going to hear a lot more of, I fancy. It was a beautiful show jumping round from the Self Francais, Totem de Bressy and Christopher Six. And Wills Oakton, the back of your picture, with Cooley Romero in just a moment. Great effort from Wills Oakton, but Yoshiaki Oiwa claims the Lotto Trophy this afternoon for Japan. Well done, Yoshiaki Oiwa. We wish him well on the road to the World Equestrian Games in Tryon, and particularly towards his home Olympics in Tokyo 2020. But the crucial business, we now come towards the focus of the week here for leg 3 of the FEI Eventing Nations Cup series for 2018. Vairano was a win for France, the opening leg. The second leg in Houghton Hall fell into German hands. Germany, who've been so dominant, winning 4 of the series since the inception of the Nations Cup back in 2012, replacing the old World Cup series that of course was so prevalent here in Strzegom. And the World Cup finals here, as I said, in 2009 saw that brilliant victory. It was an early win and an early indicator of the talent and the future in eventing that Michael Jung would lay down to become the best event rider we've ever seen in our sports. Coming into Strzegom, it was Sweden as the only nation to contest both of the opening legs in Vairano and in Houghton Hall that were leading the series on 150. And the victors in Vairano and the victors in Houghton were tied in second on 100 points. The 100 points, the maximum available for the victory at any of the legs of the Eventing Nations Cup. Tied in second, Germany and France for the wins in Houghton Hall and Vairano respectively. But this season's going to be a fascinating trip around the globe for the only team eventing competition in the world. Next stop is next week at Great Meadows in Virginia, over the Other side of the Atlantic for leg 4 of 2018. And then it's back to mainland Europe, to the World Equestrian Games venue of 4 years ago. Le Pan au Haras in Normandy will host leg number 5. And then it's off in late August to Mill Street, down near Cork in Southern Ireland. And that is for the Duggan family's lovely Mill Street International Horse Trials for leg 6. Then it's Tom Rickaert Wagen in September in Belgium for the penultimate leg. And the series will close out once again at the Military Bucklow Enschede Horse Trials the second week in October to decide the 2018 Nations Cup Series. It is a simply superb afternoon here in southern Poland. Mid-20s, a nice light breeze to cool our great horses and riders. A clouded sky, but a sunny feeling to this gorgeous Morava Hippodrome for the final prize giving of 2018. So Marcin Konarski, our event director, leads out leg 3's champions. They won the opener in Vairano, and this is going to put them on to 200 points after the first 3 legs of 2018. France are the champions. Our congratulations go to François Lemierre and Augustin du Terroir. Christopher Six and Totem de Bressy, and their anchorman Maxime Livio and OPM de Verrières. Yes, the French arms are held aloft for their second victory in the FEI Eventing Nations Cup Series for 2018. Félicitations pour la France. Well, Great Britain had a very good opening. 2 phases at Houghton Hall. The cross-country didn't go according to plan, and Philip Searle declared earlier in the week now it was time for Great Britain to really up their game. They've won this Nations Cup Series on 2 occasions, the Brits, and well done to the British trio. Alice Dunstan, Wills Oakton, and the final rider, well, it was a mix between Coral Keane, and because of the problems for her horse overnight, James Somerville stepped forward as a substitute to jump superbly in the final show jumping phase for Great Britain. And third is Italy. Simona Sordi and Amacuzzi, Sara Bresci and Midolino, and Marco Biasia and Trésor de la Loge in third position in the Cover Trophy for the FEI Eventing Nations Cup prize.
The teams and their chef to keeps to the winners podium.
Zapraszamy zawodników i szefów ekip na podium i jeszcze raz przypomnę.
So our riders dismount their horses.
Zajmie drużyna włoska, która zgromadziła
France, Great Britain and Italy on the podium. And as we say, it's a crucial step forward for the British team, badly needing points here to kick their 2018 season off into a stronger gear. But the French once again are invincible. The Olympic champions from Rio, they broke the German deadlock of the championships that Germany had enjoyed for the last decade or so with the win 2 years ago. Britain backed it up with a great win here at the Europeans last year. And Philip Searle leads forward his quartet towards the second podium.
Silver medal position for Great Britain. Wills Oakton on Cunha Ramiro.
And the Italians on the right of your picture.
And James Somerville coming in
Anchor, third place here.
in silver.
Well done to Italy.
For Team France,
Also on the podium.
we have August de Verrières, Martin Livio, Marco Lemière, and Roberto de Serrois, and Christopher with that great line, Bruno de Bresci, who win the gold medal here in the Nations
But
Cup.
once again, France are victorious. They add Vairano
Riders to mount up onto the podium with your
with another victory here in Strzegom.
to enjoy this
So
tremendous
we'll hear the
moment.
Marseillaise in a few moments to celebrate the second win for France of the 2018 FEI Eventing Nations Cup Series. Great Britain in second and Italy have a very good finish in third.
Prosimy teraz wszystkich Państwa o powstanie. Hymn zwycięzców, hymn.
So we stand for the Marseillaise to celebrate the second French victory this year. So a hearty congratulations go to the French team, captained by the POL 4-star champion Maxime Livio of 2 years ago. Christopher 6 and François Lemière back up Maxime beautifully,
Gratulujemy jeszcze raz zawodnikom.
accompanied by their chef d'équipe Thierry Touzin,
Gratulacje.
receiving congratulations from our host here, Katarzyna Konarska.
Very happy with this result. Well done, Team France.
And France now with 2 wins, looking very strong as the 2018 Eventing Nations Cup Series goes forward. And of course there's another warning shot out to the other nations that their men are in super form on the road to the World Equestrian Games in Tryon in 3 months' time. Britain really ups its game, and Philip Searle will be delighted with the performances of Alice Dunstan, Wills Oakton, James Somerville and Coral Keane. Britain gets some valuable points. It will be 90 points to Great Britain for second. The French taking the maximum 100 as Catherine Noranda of the FEI awards the silver salver for the victory here in Poland. And a nice glimmer in the sun. The French unstoppable again, and Thierry Touzin with the winner's salver. And Italy, again, 80 points for third. Another super weekend for the Italian team.
Director of the FEI Eventing Program presents and congratulates our winner.
A pamiątkowe trofeum wręczy pani Katrin Noriner.
And of course, Strzegom, the first competition to trial the 2020 Tokyo Olympic eventing format for the team competition, with only the 3 combinations for each team, no discard score, a real innovation in eventing and trialled here at Strzegom for the first time ever. It will also be in Mill Street in Ireland for leg 6 of this year's series, before the General Assembly to then finalise the team rules in preparation for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics.
Trofeum. Burmistrzem miał pan Zbigniew Suchyta. A prosimy teraz pana...
Well, not only France sending out again a warning shot, but Yeah, Philip Searle just having a word with his quartet. The British long list was just announced and it does look so powerful. World number 1 Oliver Townend with 3 horses on that long list. Ballamore class, Cooley SRS, 2 of his 3. Laura Collett also on that list with Mr. Bass. Ros Cantor, part of the Team Gold here last year. Also on the long list with 2 horses again, All-Star and Zen Shearer. Christina Cook, Billy the Red, he was 4th here individually at the Europeans, also on that long list. And it really is such a powerful team that Chris Bartle, Richard Waygood and Philip Searle are starting to pilot towards the World Equestrian Games. My money's on Britain, I must say. Strength and depth will, I would imagine, give a team medal, and I believe gold could well fall to Britain. It's a long way off, but it's getting a fascinating prospect that's looming on the horizon. But well done to Italy. They've battled very hard, and to come home ahead of Germany and ahead of Sweden, the series leaders after the first 2 legs, is a remarkable achievement. So congratulations to the Italians. Simona Sordi, their anchorman with Amicuzzi. Sara Bresci was so good yesterday with Midolino. Marco Biasia, the trailblazer around the cross-country yesterday. And also up on the podium is Mattia Luciani, the individual for Italy, who was again very good with Leopold K.
Huge congratulations to our riders, to our chef teams, and to our grooms, all very much fundamental parts of the individual teams.
Congratulations and celebration when I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations.
Well, the 15th anniversary of Strzegom, bathed in sunshine here, a fitting conclusion to another wonderful international competition. And our hats off once again to Marcin Konarski and his brilliant team here. I spoke to the riders after the cross country and they were all so impressed once again by Marcin's courses. Certainly demanding, but in this World Equestrian Games here they've got to be to get the horses and riders up to their top match fitness. Strzegom for sure, one of the busiest events in the World Eventing calendar. Marcin so busy, he has his spring horse trials, this big June Nations Cup fixture. And there's another competition in September and also in October. His final competition of the year. As France victorious, just having their winners' photos to commemorate their second win of the FEI Eventing Nations Cup Series for 2018. And Thierry Touzin will lead his soldiers back to their horses. And also great because all of the French riders are aboard Self Francais horses. So it's a real French victory in both horse and rider sense as well. And they build up towards the final lap of honour to celebrate the closure of leg 3 here in Strzegom for the cover trophy for the Nations Cup.
So we ask our riders to prepare for the salute and round of honour.
And just to confirm the final scores for you, France winning on 115.8, Great Britain second 139.4, Italy on 209, Poland, Germany, Sweden and Austria complete the 7 that completed the cover trophy here in Strzegom. But there go the champions, France, their second series victory. Great Britain picks up valuable series points in second, and Italy in third on the podium. on a sunny afternoon here in Strzegom, but once again the Rio Olympic champions lift the team crown here in southern Poland. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we leave you with the final pictures of the galloping trio that win leg 3 here at Strzegom. And we say thank you so much for watching this weekend on FEI TV. And from myself, Ed Holloway, and the entire team out here broadcasting from southern Poland, we hope you enjoyed the cross-country, show jumping and dressage. And we'll bring you next week live coverage from the plains for leg 4 in the United States of America. We'll see you next week for leg 4 of this fascinating FEI Eventing Nations Cup for 2018. Thanks very much for watching.
To host in the world the Olympic format, the new format for the Nations Cup. Well done, Strzegom, well done, Martin Kanowski, and your great team.
I proszę Państwa, pozostańcie z nami. Za chwilę pokaz kozackiej grupy kaskaderskiej. Proszę Państwa, na pokaz kozaków poczekamy jeszcze. Teraz dekoracja konkursu klasy C i C, jednej krótkiej gwiazdki. Komisarz w konkursie klasy jednej gwiazdki pracowała w składzie przewodnicząca pani Ann Wostok z Wielkiej Brytanii, a pomagał jej pan Marek Szewczyk. Delegatem technicznym był pan Michael Gola z Niemiec. Komisarzami zawodów byli Zbigniew Sajt, Anna Augustyńska-Mińska, Elżbieta Dąbrowska, Lucyna Łasica, Justyna Olszak i Krzysztof Krztoń. A najlepsza piątka tego konkursu to miejsce 5. Finn Elmo, Jan Kari i Planet Cayenne. Miejsce 4. Pia Minker z Niemiec i Duncan Donat. Miejsce 3. Julian Despodan i Clever Boy Wolf. Miejsce 2. Elaine Penn i Chivers. I miejsce 1. Zwycięzcą konkursu został Frank Oswald z Niemiec, posiadający konia Carson.
So the top 5 in the CIC 1-star. Kindly sponsored by Tom Carr, our top 5 for Finland, Elmo Jankari on Planet KN. In second spot for Germany, Pia Munker and Duncan Donut. In third spot for Belgium, he's having a great tournament, Julian Despontin and Clever Boy Waf. In second for the Netherlands, Elaine Penn and Chivers. Then a winner for Germany, Frank Ostholt and Carlson.
Prosimy teraz wszystkich Państwa o powstanie, hymn zwycięstw. Prosimy wszystkich Państwa o powstanie, hymn Niemiec. Prosimy komisję sędziowską o złożenie gratulacji oraz pana Tomasza Marczaka o wręczenie pamiątkowego trofeum dla zwycięzcy.
So we have Mr. Thomas Marczak, the chairman of the Strzegom City Council, handing the cup to our winner.
Sponsorem nagród w tym konkursie jest także firma Tomka, tak więc prosimy pana Tomasza Karlińskiego, przedstawiciela firmy, o wręczenie zwycięzcy konkursu klasy C jednej krótkiej gwiazdki trofeum oraz nagrody.
What a weekend it's been for the Oswald family. For Frank winning here, CIC 1 star. And of course Sarah winning the 2-star long. And of course the 3-star long. Tremendous Strzegom championships for Frank and Sarah Oswald.
Prosimy tak więc o ukłon i zapraszamy do rundy honorowej.
Now we ask our prize winners for their salute and round of honor. So a huge well done to the Despot and for Belgium, delivered by one. The lane 10 for Netherlands, Chippers, and for Germany, Frank Ostholt, our winner, on Carlson.